Thunder facing off against a potential first-round playoff opponent in the Clippers last night. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, no J-Dub, no Jalen Williams, no Chet Holmgren. Hook from behind, bogey on the run. And Ben Simmons is sighting there with a floater.
Pretty. Glad he's back.
Yeah, fourth quarter action continues. Shai works him in the mid-range over bogey.
Not as good of a highlight for him. Ben Simmons on the defense there.
Here's Kawhi.
Oh.
Cason Wallace. Get off me, young man.
In case you forgot.
And again, this is a close one here. Kawhi jab step, free throw jumper is good.
Two premier defenders on him. He still finds a way to get a good shot off.
2-point ball game. Dort on the baseline drive finds Caruso open for three.
Pass.
Gets the bounce.
What a big pickup for now.
Shooter's
Especially
touch.
on the defensive end, right? Like as we'll see right here.
Thunder with
Look
the
at this
lead.
double. Look at this.
Kawhi for the win.
Look at the box out. Great defense by the Thunder.
So the Thunder hold on to win by 2. Nick Gallo with Alex Caruso after the game.
Alex, that last 8 minutes was basically played within one possession. What does it feel like to have that level of tension for that long?
Yeah, it's good. It's good for this time of year. That's what games are going to be like in the postseason, so it's good reps for us.
You guys just battled. This was a defensive struggle all night. What's the key in terms of the execution late when a game's like that?
Yeah, I think just finding a way to win. We made plays late. Shai had a good deflection. I had a steal. Hart had a couple of big rebounds. Just finding plays when the ball's not going in how it usually does.
Yeah, Nick Gallo.
Hey, what's up? George Sonato in from
That's
Malika
awesome.
Andrews here, Ramona Shelburne, Mark Spears, and Carlos Boozer here joining us to have some fun today. All right, yesterday was a clutch win for OKC. Clutch minutes come in the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime when the score is within 5 points. And so far this season, the Thunder have the least amount of clutch minutes in the entire league. So, Carlos, is this a potential first-round matchup here, and what do you make of what you saw?
Yeah, I love the game. The game was great. They went back and forth. I saw Kawhi Leonard out there making shots. Couldn't make the last one to get over the hump. But this OKC team just checks off all the boxes. They got a superstar in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP candidate, obviously. They got a ton of guys around them that play great defense. They score the ball. They defend the ball. They rebound the ball. They're doing a lot of this right now without Jalen Williams. I think they're outstanding. Then on the other side with the Clippers, you got Ty Lue having a phenomenal season with all the in and out of Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi now is back. I think he's the X factor. Powell's playing like at an all-star level. James Harden is a threat. Zubac's having the best year of his career. What an amazing series this would be in the Western Conference. If these two teams could match up, woo!
It's not going to take much for these two teams to match up. They're sitting there right in the 8 spot right now. Minnesota's in the 7. And so it wouldn't take much for this to be the 1-8 matchup in the first round. I wouldn't want to play them if I was the Thunder because this is a game Clipper team. They have rested Kawhi Leonard for most of the year. Now he's back. I think he looks the best that he's looked in years. He's got that burst back. I saw him single-handedly beat the Cleveland Cavaliers the other night. Well, him and Ivica Zubac. But this is a tough game, and you saw nobody gets Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to shoot 7 for 29 from the floor, but that's how good their defense, which is a Ty Lue, Jeff Van Gundy-led defense. I think they're a scary team to play in the first round.
You know, I just saw OKC in Boston. They look good. They look good, but we want to nitpick, right? We got to nitpick. They're the youngest team in the league. There's NCAA tournament teams that are more older than they are.
Almost.
They haven't gotten over the hump. They lost in the second round last year, right? They haven't really dealt with adversity. I'm going to start giving them some love, man. They're good. They're going to be tough to deal with. They have the defense. They have the offense. Caruso, Hartenstein is taking them to the next level. But we're going to continue to nitpick them until they finally get over the hump.
Mark, isn't that what happened the last time? When you had KD and Harden and Russell Westbrook and they went to the finals 1 year ahead of time, and everybody said, well, they're too young, they'll be back over and over and over. That was the only time that group went. And
I think they were more of a surprise, right? Like this team has
Maybe.
been.
We know that they've been the 1 seed
They've
back
been
to
the
back
pole
years.
position.
Yeah.
And let's do
This is a different pole position, though, I think, this time around.
We are nitpicking it in this sense. They have the largest disparity in point differential in NBA history. You don't need to play in close games if you're not in many close games.
Yeah,
okay, let's start with that part of the equation. And here they are. They got tested in a close game without 2 of their best 3 players, okay? And they did just fine. Yes, Shai had an inefficient night, but it's because the other 2 guys weren't around, I think.
Right. Yeah, no J-Dub, no Chet Holmgren in that game. And I still thought They really can be a great team in the playoffs. They just, as you say, Mark, until they do it, we're going to talk about it. And they understand that. I just think that they don't have as long as you need, right? Last time they only got to one. Shea gets really expensive after the summer.
Well, we'll certainly see what Clay Bennett is willing to stomach financially down the road. But let's get to LeBron James and the Lakers, who returned to the court. He missed 7 straight with a groin injury. The Lakers had that brutal stretch of games while he was out.
Yep.
It didn't get much better on Saturday, though. All right. LeBron back in action, as we mentioned. Missed the previous 7 with the groin injury. Early in the first quarter, Bulls leading 3-2. Luka finds LeBron on the drive.
Like he never left.
And LeBron back to work. This time he finds Jackson Hayes.
Jackson Hayes has got a new lease on life.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Matas Buzelis gets in the action here. Behind the back.
Sleep on a young fella.
Come on
Where was
now.
that in the dunk contest?
Why didn't he do that in San Francisco?
Yeah, right?
Come on, Bobby.
3 minutes left in the second. Lakers down 57-51. Oh. Luka, step back.
Luka had an all-time first half.
And Luka gets the Querim here from the logo. Luka with a heat check. Why not?
All in the first half.
Let's get to the third quarter now.
Things look fine then.
The Bulls start to make their move. Kobe White
Man, we got to start giving Kobe White
to the
love.
quarter.
He's nice.
To Buzelis for 3.
And I respect the Bulls still playing hard.
Josh Giddey with one of his 8 steals on the night.
Kobe.
Gets ugly now. Kobe White.
I'm not going to put that on him.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah, don't do that.
Patrick Williams rattles that one home. Bulls win big.
Respect, Bulls.
Oh,
There's another
LeBron.
one of those steals.
That one was kind of a gift, though.
Yeah. Almost had a quadruple double. Almost.
146. The Bulls win 146-115. Here's LeBron.
We got 12 games to position ourselves, in the postseason. We pretty much can control our own destiny if we win ball games and not have to be in the play-in. So that's what JJ's been preaching. Obviously, I think he told that to you guys. He want to be in the playoffs and not the play-in. So that's up to us.
All right, the Lakers are now 2 games back of the Rockets for the 2 seed, and according to ESPN Analytics, have a 10% chance at finishing second in the West. LeBron sounds like he plans on finishing the season strong here with 12 games remaining. So, Carlos, what should the Lakers be focused on here?
I think health and defense. Obviously, you want to be as healthy as you can going into the playoffs. You want Bron healthy. You want Luka healthy. They got Rui back as well the other night. You want all your pieces. You want all the clips in the chamber to be out there to be able to compete. I think also you got to be concerned about the defense a little bit. You gave up 146 points to the Bulls, 70 points in the paint. That's too many. This has been a team that's been playing really good defense the last couple of months. You want to get back to having your rotations down, finishing the defensive. All that being said, you really want them to be healthy going into the postseason and get as high of a seed as possible, because if the series goes to 7 games, you'd rather have it in LA at the crib.
I think also the defense that you mentioned, Carlos, like the way they've been playing and in this run that they've had, really since mid-January when they went to this system, it's an exercise in trust, right? This is an analytics-based approach that they're doing. They're letting teams decide, they're deciding who they want to beat you on the other team, okay? And so you have to just trust, all right, we defend these guys, but we're going to let those other guys get their shots. Yesterday, they let everybody get their shots. And so you have to trust the system. You have to trust that people will regress back to the mean and trust the analytics. Right here, they just let everybody score yesterday. And I mean,
146 is wild.
Everybody scored. and I think, and we all said this after the trade. Okay, they traded Anthony Davis and Max Christie, 2 great defensive players. How are they going to guard in the paint? Now, I think in this game, this was more of a pace issue. I think Chicago gets up and down the court, and so that changes your defense in the half court. They need to get back to trusting it, and that, to me, came down to LeBron James. He was the defensive quarterback out there, and as soon as he gets healthy and back into his rhythm, that's when we see if that defense can hold.
You know, in the James years with the Lakers, they pretty much have not cared about seeding, as long as they're in the top 6, right? You don't want to play in the play-in. And this schedule.